I just got back home and I got to tell you something. Oh, bro. So I went out to watch a movie in a bar. It was like a public open event, and I went to watch it with a group of people that I didn't know, and I didn't know what to expect. I went there with the intention, as usual, with the social interaction, with practicing my social skills and conversational also. But I started to enjoy doing a side activity on the beside of that, not only going to the bar and connecting with the people who are sipping on the drinks, but also doing something meanwhile. I feel like it allows me to use time in a double way, and at the same time it allows me to connect better over some sort of activity. So I didn't watch movies in a while. I was at some point of my life I decided to quit all of the Netflix subscriptions, etc., because I wanted to put myself on a track of wasting less time and being more productive. Of course, it never went 100%. It wasn't perfect, but that was part of my journey. So I stepped aside of watching movies for like 3 years. I assume 3-4 years for now. And you know this moment when you quit something and then you get back to it. For instance, it might be like a caffeine effect. It has such a powerful effect because you stopped being so used to it and you start to feel real powerful results. How you start to feel essence of what it actually delivers to you. And I experienced the same thing with the movie that we watched today, and that was, bro, that's such a fucking, you know, those moments when something comes to you and it's just the moment that connects, that just a moment that is perfect in terms of timing in your life. It's a perfect description of what is going on in your life at the moment. Today the bartender, who was also the host of the event, played us a movie. It was like a movie night from 80s. Movie was called Cocktail with Tom Cruise. It describes the story of a young, ambitious guy. I still have this scene stuck in my head from the beginning of the head when he was riding a bus and he was reading the book about how to succeed, whatever, how to make the first million in a bus where people were sleeping. And then he went to New York and he started to going on interviews because he wanted to get hired into marketing space with no study, with no diploma, with no experience, pure ambition, and being confident that this is the way, this is the path. I want to deliver all of my focus, all of my performance in this direction, so I'm gonna be worth choice for you guys. Those first scenes were already like, hold up, hold up. That's me right now. I mean, that's crazy because this is what I'm going through right now, but on a wider stage of life. But here we go, we keep on going. Next scenes. Because he was rejected so many times, he had started to look for jobs that actually suited him, that he could monetize to make a living. So he was walking down the street and he seen this opportunity to work as a bartender. And this became his journey. And I can keep on going on how many levels I related to this fucking character in the first quarter of the movie. But did I really miss so much on not watching movies? I have so many things to update about. So many things happened recently that I didn't record my emotions on camera. I didn't record my thoughts, which I might have to catch up on that, because I feel like it's an important stage of my life too, and I want to record it. So recently, what I haven't I haven't described it on a video. I started to organize social events. So far, for now, on a tiny scale, they're slowly progressing. This is just the beginning, but this is a major step. I mean, not that major, but this is definitely a step forward into some directions, which is extremely interesting. There's a lot of information over there. I'm learning a lot. So I was mentioning in previous videos that I started to do going out to do cold approaches, and then I extended it to go on nighttime events, to go to crowded places, specifically to practice and improve my social interactions. And I came across this opportunity that stuck to my mind for a lot of time before that happens, to join on a project that allows me to organize it by myself in any direction I want to. So I started to I came across this problems to solve from an angle that I never was able to see, because every time I attended so far, I was the person who was going there. If I liked it, cool. If I didn't like it, I could leave every time. I have very sarcastic personality, so I didn't have to hold myself back. And right now, what I have to train, and I'm very grateful about that, is staying professional in a frame, even when there's something happening that I don't like necessarily, or don't appreciate, or it's just funny to me. Sometimes people's behavior is funny to me. I don't understand it, or it's a pure comedy from my perspective. And right now I'm training myself by that, to keep my frame, to keep a presence, and this is great. So last time, 2 days ago, we went to a bar. It was 5 people, and it was different types of people. So first, I met a girl who was great personality. She recently moved to Europe, actually, straight from Asia, and she became when we started to talk, she became very depressed in her expression about events that happen in your life. I'm not gonna go into detail about that, but the thing is, then she started to drink, and I could see from a mile that she's not a seasoned drinker. The thing is, she started enjoying it a little bit too much, and at some point, being drunk in pair with depressed conversation from her started to go higher and higher levels. And at some point I was like, hold up, chill with this alcohol, because she was like, perhaps I should drink more, it's really nice, I never felt this way. And yeah, I felt responsibility as an organizer. I mean, in the first place, as a human, because I'm just the type of person that worries about others. I mean, it damages me many times, because technically I'm supposed to put my priorities, aka myself, many times in the first place. And many times I went through making a mistake of putting too much into taking care of other people, which didn't care about me in a return. And I was always losing on it. But at the same time, I felt like this is a part of me that is essential to me, and it's just valuable, man. it's just valuable. I didn't want to hold on to that, so it took me a while to become this bad guy who don't care about others because he's a bad motherfucker, and yeah, he's not likable, you know. Whenever people are seeing that you don't care, they treat you this way because they don't understand the background. Doesn't matter. So that was the first person. Then another person came into. Um, Again, I'm not gonna go into detail. Such a cool person, great person, but it was completely different type of personality. We had a great time in talking and in having conversation, and then another person who was complete opposite, and all of this combination that usually whenever I would go out, I would be like, okay, so I'll talk a little bit to this type of people, I'll talk a little bit to those type of people, I'll figure out who I like, and I will stay around these. And right now, I have to stay in no matter what, and this is completely new territory for me. And also from a perspective of organizer, for instance, when this girl get drunk, I wanted I felt responsible for organizing transportation for her. So I had this in my mind. How far shall I go with suggesting things, and where is the cross line that I am involved too much, you know? So those type of those type of issues that I recently came across, and it's just gonna be more and more. And I'm very excited to jump into this. It's completely new adventure, completely new territory for me. So that's the one update. But let's get back to. I'll describe it in a second. Let's get back to the topic of. Not like that. Let's get back to the topic of a movie, because in this movie, Tom Cruise became a bartender, and I highly relate on many levels from beginning of me of being a chef. When he was making mistakes, it was overcrowded. I mean, all of the people in the gastronomy, my dear gastronomy community will relate to this scene. But for the whole time when this scenario was going on, I actually it was created with the purpose of comedy feeling to it. But I have this sense that something's gonna go wrong in it, and I mean later on, but during the gastronomy scene, I felt very negative spike to it, which was his dreams being digged, his dreams being buried into the grave. And Quentin Tarantino, I'm pretty sure I recorded this once on the vlog, described it greatly when ambitious people have to pay for a gas, and they start to get into the job that allows him to do that, and they get stuck into it because that becomes their lifestyle, and this is the place when they are understood. Honestly, I don't even fucking know where I'm gonna go with that. It doesn't matter. This vlog doesn't have a purpose. I'm just recording myself, my emotions, my thoughts, life. So this movie hit me so fucking hard. After subtitles, this movie hit me so fucking hard. After the end of the movie, when they were the description going on, the guy next to me is like, bro, you fell asleep, you liked the movie, and I didn't fall asleep. I just sat there frozen because there were so many things that went through my mind at this time. There was so many. Ah, are those movies hitting that hard? Normally, I feel like I should get back to it. I mean, this is the beauty of the movie, right? I mean, I'm the type of person who enjoy the storylines. So whenever, for instance, I walk down the streets, or even when I see the background going on in the movie, I see this one person sitting in a corner, and I'm like, what is the story of that person? What is going on over there? There is something about how he behaves that I might interpret it to figure out the background. Like, and movies have this magical ability to just give you the other people's perspective, which might be unusual, might be it's just a different angle, bro. Just a different angle. So that movie hit me so hard that I didn't even know how to connect with the people around me, because I felt like they didn't feel the same way. Besides of the bartender, who was actually who was the organizer of the event, and he picked this movie. It's such a great choice. But I felt like I had to grab my moments, so I just went out of the avenue. I felt like I still want to socialize, so I was going down the street, I was complimenting people, I was interacting with with petting the dogs and stuff. That was great, but I didn't want to be around those people that I felt like not gonna understand what I felt from this movie. And in a crazy way, somehow it's get back um, to a scenario of being bartender and of being organizer of the events. I have to stay around misunderstanding no matter what if I want to progress. And I will do that with a smile on my face. Life. And I'm gonna eat this because I still have this mechanism of eating my feelings away, if that makes sense. So yeah, I still have to fight it out, and I still write it in my self-reflection, and I'm aware of it. It's about habits, and I'm overeating a lot. I'm overeating a lot. You probably can tell. I can tell by the puffiness of my face. I was fasting fucking 2 days within the last 3 days. That's why I'm kind of shaped. But yeah, this is a bad habit for me, and this is a message, Pablo, from 2030. I hope if you're watching this, you already dropped the habit of overeating your feelings. It doesn't take them away, it only makes them worse.